J.
The process, I think it's very different for everybody, but there are pertinent questions that I would ask, like, why am I doing this? For how long do I think I want to do this? Because again, you don't want to pull a child out of school and in the next term you're taking them back. So it's about just counting the cost and finding out exactly what it takes. Do I have the capacity? Who will be the primary teacher for this child? Of course, there's a primary and the secondary. So I'm the primary teacher and my husband does in the secondary, and he's good in maths and he does it in a way that she understands. So where I can't be able to do, he's the one who steps in, or if he's available, he's the one who takes over. But the question of why are we homeschooling has to be answered. If you can't answer that question, then you are not ready to homeschool. How long am I going to homeschool? And so if you don't have like an end goal, then it's very difficult, because you don't want to destabilize the child by pushing them out of school and then back to formal schooling and all that. And then since I want to homeschool, what curriculum, what resources do I want to be able to use? These ones can change, because they're not cast on stone. And with time, we have also realized in the 2.5 years we've been homeschooling is that we've actually changed to almost 2 or 3 different curriculums that we've used. Now I would say we are possibly settled, but again, I won't just leave it at that, because something else may come up and it should be easy to slide. So once those questions for me, once they are answered, then anything else can work. Because things like the design, how do you design your home school, where will be your school? I know people who've actually built a school outside their home, like the SQ is the school. Those ones are just minor details. Actually, as long as you're a parent, you're a teacher. That's automatic. So any other schooling that you have is just an additional, but that doesn't necessarily make you better. We belong to a co-op where it's a group of homeschoolers who we meet regularly every week, and no other person there has an education background, yet they are excellent teachers and they have taught their children for over 10 years, and others are just starting in, but they're excellent teachers. Because think about it, as a parent, you actually taught your child how to potty. You taught your child how to say no, sorry, please, thank you. And that's education, that's teaching. So it's not difficult to teach 2 times 3. But also, we have also seen in education, it's just what it takes for me to be able to teach photosynthesis and the kinetic theory and those things. It's just me reading ahead. That's all it takes. I just need to prepare ahead. And now we have resources. We have Google, YouTube, anywhere where you're able to find out and learn more and understand more. And then you come and break it down to the level at which your child understands. In fact, I tell people that most of the private schools, the kids don't socialize in the meaning of socialization as we know of. Because you get to the bus and you're supposed to keep quiet. You get to school, you have the finger on your mouth. You walk in your line and you go get your tea. After your tea, you come back to class and you're supposed to be quiet. So the only time you have to socialize is when you're poking your friend. And then you may be punished for it. So I break down socialization into 2. There's the vertical socialization and then there's the horizontal one. And the vertical one is people who are older than you or younger than you, down to you, and horizontal is your peers. The one that people keep referring to is the horizontal one, which is the one for peers. But that one is provided for in most people would live in estates, and the children are just always out there playing. If people don't allow their kids to play, I tell them, let them go out. They need to be dirty. Let them just go out and play. If you belong to churches, you belong to groups, you belong to co-ops, the co-ops provide a place for the children to be able to play, to be able to interact with each other. As children, as adults, the vertical socialization, you have the parents and the children, and therefore they learn to relate to adults, they learn to relate to people who are younger than them, they learn to relate to everyone across the spectrum. So I think that when people refer to kids who are homeschooled are not well socialized, I don't think they quite understand what they mean. You see, when we are homeschooling, we are also teaching them to be in the real world. And in the real world, there are days that you wake up, you have ideal days, you have typical days, then you have bad days. And all these have to be incorporated. So our ideal day, which is not very common, is she will wake up hopefully by 7. Then she does her cleanup, changes from her pajamas, brushes her teeth. We set the table for breakfast. Hopefully all of us have taken breakfast by 9. And then 9:30 our class starts. We have a timetable that we have class every 40 minutes. And after every 2 subjects, she takes a break. Then we are supposed to end at 3. So after 3, she's done and she's out to play. She has an hour lunch and she has an hour break. Yes. So then it means we have about 2.5 hours of schooling. Yes. So that's our ideal day. Our typical day is wake up and we start school by 9:30, 10, and then she will rush everything and decides not to take a break so that she's done by 2:30 and she's out to play the entire afternoon. Our bad days is she will wake up and somehow fingers will be heavy and there'll be no writing, and she'll still be at this table by 8 p.m. writing. And we have quite a few of those. Yes, but what we have decided and said is, at the end of the day, you must meet your goals. So if you decide not to put in your time, you decided to play around and give yourself more break than you did, because we are teaching her how to self-instruct right now, then it means something else has to give in. So either your playtime has to give in or your TV time has to give in, because you have to meet the goals of the day. I'm the one who's come up with that, and now that she's growing older, it has been in collaboration with her. So like, do you want to do knitting this term, or do you want to do crochet, or what do you think you want to do? But there are things that we don't negotiate. We don't negotiate on maths, English and Kiswahili. That's daily. We are trying to get Hazel to the point of self-instructing. So I am happy now that I don't have to sit there for her to do her work. What we do on a typical day is she will bring all her subject books. She's looked at her timetable. I will give her work, fill in the portfolio, the work that I've given her, and give her work to do. So she will read the comprehensions, she will read the articles on her own, she will answer the questions. She will only come to me when she's experiencing a difficulty. Otherwise, she's on her own. Or if there's a difficult word to read, then she will come to me. Otherwise, she's on her own. That is the only way I'm also able to do my work, because I run a full-time crafting job. And I would get so bored sitting there, because I'm not in school. I finished mine many years ago, so she's the one in school. So I do my work while she does hers. That way I have time for Raziella. And also now, because we are homeschooling, we are in a setting that things happen. We are not keep quiet, I can't concentrate on this because you're making this noise. So Raziella would be here playing with her stuff while Hazel is doing her maths. The beauty, the advantage for us, our co-op has really done a lot for us in that aspect. So we are able to do things as a co-op with the other children and the other families. Like the books, we are reading books, we have a resource center, we are reading books together, we are doing projects together, we are going for outings and visits together. So we are able to follow that up now. So at the moment, that's the only place she is at, as we await to see how we are going to, maybe if we need other clubs that probably our co-op is not offering.
A ballerina. It's my dream.
I see the child that she's growing to be. I have the opportunity of being with her daily and almost every moment, literally. And therefore it's a good place for me, because if there's something that needs to be corrected, it's done immediately. I also get to call out the person she is, the personality that she is, because she is a hyper super sanguine, and I'm able to see what she is and even just be able to be on that path of guiding her so that she continues to use her giftings and be able to be the person that God has called her to be. On the flip side, because we are differing personalities, I am a melancholy, she is a sanguine, therefore we clash. And I have learned that I can be super orderly while she doesn't see why there's the need for being super orderly. But because of her, I'm also growing, and I'm able to understand now and be able to learn to come to her level or pull her up to my level in different circumstances. But bottom line, there are times I feel like tired. I'm like, really, did I sign up for this, and why? But I look at the gains and the fun that we have. I wouldn't give it up. I'll still do it. So because of that reason, our little one isn't stepping in school.